Aloha, this is Skye with FNN-Feminist News Network, the Feminist News that's right for you. Welcome to Skye in the pagoda room at night. Alright, giving you that soulful news you need, yes indeed. And what do I want to talk to you about today? If you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you let your friends know about that soulful news. I know that's right. So, let me get back to it. What do I really want to talk about today? I want to talk about Trump, and this ain't funny. I got the flower of aloha and peace in my hair, but it seems like the man in the White House just does not care by doing what? Attacking the progressive women of the House of Representatives, the squad. And who am I talking about? Let's say it. Presley, Rashida Tlaib, Omar, and AOC. And we're going to take a look at what he said on Democracy Now! And then we're going to discuss, because his attitude toward attacking these women via Twitter to get all these people that are out here that are supporters of him that are unstable, a lot of his unstable supporters, to do harm to them. And this is what he's mainly doing. He's provoking harm toward these women. Let's tell it like it is. This is what's going on. And we need to cut this out. We're going to take a look, and then we're going to talk about it. Because it's ugly. Even what Pelosi did. Because we know it's all about the funding for that border wall, and them being the board that was totally against it. So to call Pelosi in, let you know what the man in the White House was really upset about. Let's take a look, and then we're going to really break it down, because Feminist News Network always does. Especially about this.
The tweets were aimed at Congress members Ayanna Pressley, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar, all of whom are U.S. citizens. The four congresswomen spoke out at a news conference on Monday. This is Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts.
Despite the occupant of the White House attempts to marginalize us and to silence us, please know that we are more than four people. We ran on a mandate to advocate for and to represent those ignored, left out, and left behind. Our squad is big. Our squad includes any person committed to building a more equitable and just world. And that is the work that we want to get back to.
The House of Representatives voting today on a resolution to condemn Trump's attacks.
Trump is doubling down after he was widely condemned for his racist attack on four progressive congresswomen of color in a series of tweets that began Sunday, and told them to, quote, go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came. The tweets were aimed at Congress members Ayanna Pressley, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar, who are known as the Squad. All four are U.S. citizens, and three of the four were born in the United States. Ilhan Omar was born in Somalia before coming to the U.S. as a refugee at age 12. On Monday, Trump added a new insult, saying Omar was an al-Qaeda sympathizer, a false claim she said she would not dignify with an answer.
House Speaker Pelosi, and comes on the heels of her public feud with the four Congress members following last month's passage of the contested border funding bill, which they opposed. Pelosi said that House would vote as early as today on a resolution that, quote, strongly condemns President Donald Trump's racist comments and says they've legitimized and increased fear and hatred of new Americans and people of color.
This is his plan to pit us against one another. This is how he can continue to enrich his friends and distract us from the detrimental policies that his administration is pushing forth. So we can either continue to enable this president and report on the bile of garbage that comes out of his mouth, or we can hold him accountable to his crimes. We can continue to turn a blind eye of the multiple crimes he's accused of. We can stand while he violates people's basic human rights and the responsibility that his administration has for the deaths of children on our border, or we can take action. I have not made impeachment central to my election or my tenure, but since the day that I'd gotten elected, I'd said to people, it is not if he will be impeached, but when. So it is time for us to stop allowing this president to make a mockery out of our Constitution. It's time for us to impeach this president.
So I am not surprised when the president says that 4 sitting members of Congress should, quote, go back to their own country when he has authorized raids without warrants on thousands of families across this country. I am not surprised that he uses the rhetoric that he does when he violates international human rights and takes thousands of children away from their families. I am not surprised at what he's doing. But I also know that we're focused on making it better, because we don't leave the things that we love. And when we love this country, what that means is that we propose the solutions to fix it. We love all people in this country, and that's why we believe health care is a human right. We love all children in this country, and because we do, that's why we fight for education for all children through college. And so we'll stay focused on our agenda, and we won't get caught slipping, because all of this is a distraction. It's a distraction from what's most important and from our core values as American citizens.
Sadly, this is not the first, nor will it be the last time we hear disgusting, bigoted language from the president. We know this is who he is, and we know that he and his administration are constantly engaged in actions that harm residents and American people in our country. Many members of Congress have called for his impeachment because of his utter disregard and disrespect of the United States Constitution. And despite this and other many attempts to distract us, we remain focused on holding him accountable to the laws of this land and accountable to the American people. I urge House leadership, many of my colleagues, to take action to impeach this lawless president today.
Congress members Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and Ilhan Omar responding to Trump's racist attacks.
Ugliness, pure ugliness from the Democratic Party and the DNC, who are not backing our progressive leaders and representatives up in D.C. like they should, to call a total end and maybe not just threaten but take away his Twitter for being able to cause and incite harm toward other congressional representative members. I don't care who they are, who this man is. This shouldn't be happening with him being a president. He shouldn't be able to just call out hate toward anybody and be able to retain that account. Let's tell it like it is. He is most definitely inciting hate, and if you don't believe or agree with that, you have an issue. Now, I'm not cussing and I'm not fussing, but you know this shit is wrong. What is going on to allow him to even do this. And Twitter is refusing to do this. They allow other people that they're cutting off YouTube, cutting off Facebook, cutting off Twitter, cutting off Instagram for inciting hate. But we got a man in the White House inciting hate and nobody's doing nothing about it. Privilege and power. Privilege and power. Gets that border wall money, gets to create concentration camps against brown people, to get to talk about brown people any kind of way, brown women any kind of way, because you know there ain't none in his staff working under him or with him. He got rid of the Omarosa. His campaign is a national shame. His White House is a national shame, and it's going to be looked upon in history as America's darkest and ugliest days, the same as the 1800s, during the time before the Civil War that led to the Civil War, when you know what I'm talking about. And yes, this is as bad. Why? Because he wants to start, let me say it, a race riot. He is dividing the country with the old rich game of take the poor whites and take the poor blacks and divide them. Don't let them find out that it's all a con. So, because if they do, they might get together and vote for people like Bernie or Tulsi or Yang, who is in the next debate. Help Tulsi get into the next debate. Don't worry about Bernie, because he is doing good in the polls and everything else, but they're not giving him the credit. So if you agree with that, you know what to do. Leave comments below, because you already know in this era, hey, you gotta participate, or you're gonna end up with 4 more years of hate. And if you agree with me, contact me at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And remember, I'm that one-woman team, and you can donate at PayPal me, Feminist News Network. Yes, indeed. And don't forget the rant of the day. Okay. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Peace. All right. Gotta get active so we can't have this going on another 4 years. I know that's right.